This is the WJTS News. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Joey Rehl reporting. An accident in Jasper claims a life on Friday. At 11:58 a.m., the Jasper Police Department received a report of a personal injury crash at the intersection of State Road 162 and Meridian Road. First responders arrived on scene a short time later and found a fully engulfed Sin Energy propane truck driven by Nathan A. Cooper. Cooper was taken to Memorial Hospital for treatment of injuries received in the crash. Also involved was a 2018 Chevrolet passenger car driven by Chastity Fuhrer. Fuhrer was pronounced deceased at the scene by the DuBois County Coroner's Office. Through the investigation, it was discovered that Fuhrer of Vilpin was traveling southbound on Meridian Road and Nathan Cooper was traveling eastbound on State Road 162 west of the intersection with Meridian. As Cooper approached the intersection with Meridian, witnesses stated that Fuhrer failed to stop at the stop sign on Meridian and entered the intersection. The crash sent both vehicles to the southeast corner of the intersection where the vehicle driven by Cooper caught fire. Cooper was able to get out of his vehicle after the crash. Fuhrer was entrapped in her vehicle and extricated by the Jasper Fire Department. The roadway was closed for approximately 4.5 hours while emergency crews cleared the scene. The roadway has since reopened, and the assisting agencies included the Indiana State Police, the DuBois County Sheriff's Department, Jasper Fire Department, Jasper Street Department, DuBois County Highway Department, Memorial Hospital EMS, NDOT, Ruxer's Wrecker Service, Stork's Wrecker Service, and the DuBois County Coroner's Office. DuBois County is already planning ahead for the 2024 solar eclipse. DuBois County will be in the path of totality for the eclipse, and a meeting was held recently at the Jasper Public Library to start planning for the event. The agenda of the meeting was to share information on the possible impact being in the path of totality could bring to DuBois County, as it did for Hopkinsville, Kentucky back in 2017 when they had an estimated 116,000 visitors for the eclipse. Also on the agenda at the meeting was to develop subcommittee lead persons for the different components that will be necessary, like communications and operations, health and safety, transportation, viewing, lodging, and local support, resources and logistics, and education. If you are interested in being a part of the various subcommittees, you can find a link to sign up on our website, WJTS.tv. The eclipse will take place on Monday, April 8th of 2024, and a large chunk of Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and a small path across northwestern tip of Kentucky will be in the path of totality for the eclipse. According to NASA, the track of the moon shadow across Earth's surface is called the path of totality. The path is typically about 10,000 miles long, but only 100 miles or so wide. In order to see the sun totally eclipsed by the moon, you must be in the path of totality. For residents like us, there are so many towns in the path to name that we can't list them all. A few notables include Jasper, Huntingburg, Lagodi, Vincennes, Washington, French Lick, Evansville, Bloomington, and for those who'd like to combine an eclipse with some fun, you could visit the town of Santa Claus, which will enjoy 1 minute 59 seconds of totality. You can find out more information on the 2024 solar eclipse by visiting eclipse2024.org. In this week's Messmer Report, State Senator Mark Messmer tells us about interim study committees. Here's State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
Hello, this is State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report. Every year during the summer and fall, lawmakers meet with stakeholders from various fields to discuss issues Indiana is facing and possible ways to address those issues through the legislature. These meetings are known as interim study committees. These meetings are an important part of the legislative process. There are only so many topics the General Assembly can address during the fast-paced legislative session. When something comes up that we believe needs further consideration, it can be assigned to a study committee. Here, lawmakers have more time to have discussions with experts in that specific field, as well as concerned citizens, to flesh out ideas and determine the best course of action when session begins in January. This year, we are studying topics such as factors contributing to high health care costs, how to streamline education mandates on school, trends in criminal behavior, the potential health benefits or drawbacks of THC products, issues leading to housing shortages, and more. In addition to these concerns, I will be addressing environmental topics by serving on the Indiana Department of Environmental Management's Compliance Advisory Panel and the Environmental Adjudication Director Selection Panel. Anyone interested in following these topics can view agendas and stream hearings online at www.in.gov. I look forward to hearing from my colleagues and fellow citizens in the coming months on how we can continue to make Indiana a great place to live and work. This has been State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
As always, feel free to contact Senator Messmer's office directly with your questions and concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov or by phone at 800-382-9467. Hosperis Health of Southern Indiana needs volunteers in Clark, Crawford, Davies, DuBois, Floyd, Harrison, Jefferson, Martin, Orange, Perry, Pike, Scott, Spencer, and Washington counties, and will host a free training on Tuesday, September 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at its New Albany location located at 502 Hofsfeld Lane. Hosperis Health provides compassionate care, comfort, and support to seriously ill patients and their caregivers. Depending on their interests, volunteers provide companionship to patients and respite to their caregivers, bereavement care, veteran-to-veteran companionship, and community outreach. Interested participants must have available transportation and provide documentation for COVID-19 vaccinations prior to training. Registration is required. To register for the September training or for future sessions, complete the volunteer application at hosperishealth.org/volunteer. For more information, contact Vanya Gresham, the volunteer manager at vgresham@hosperis.org, or by phone at 812-542-2809. A Southern Indiana woman is the prime suspect in her husband's shooting. The Indiana State Police say it looks like 48-year-old Melissa Wade shot her husband, Herbert, in the chest Friday night. He's now in the hospital fighting for his life. The state police say she's also in the hospital recovering from a gunshot wound to her leg. They believe she accidentally shot herself. Troopers say the two had gotten into a fight before the shooting. Stay tuned. WJTS News will be right back with a check of weather, and then Kurt Guxell will be in with a look at sports.